Hey, good morning. What's up, guys? How you doing today? Today I'm going to be sharing with you five reasons why you should, and I really say must, but five reasons why you should have a financial plan. So, guys, I'm glad you're able to join me today. As you come on in, if you please could put your name in the comment box, and if you could like and share this information, I would greatly appreciate it. And so, hey, the reason why I'm sharing this type of information with you, and I'm harping on this so important so much, is because now is the absolute best time to actually be doing or creating a financial plan for yourself and for your family. Um, and the reason why I say now is the best time, a lot of times during, particularly if you're self-employed, sometimes um, we get really, really busy around the holiday season if you provide a professional or personal service, depending on what that is. Sometimes we get really, really busy during November and December, right? So November and December, it becomes really difficult for us to do a lot of planning, right? And so if we miss November and December, guess what? Right after that, we're into January and you're in a whole nother year and you still don't have a plan together. So the reason why I say October is really, really a good time is because this gives you the opportunity to do a reflection for the past year. And if you're smart, you'll just extend it, right? You'll just extend it back to October of the previous year. And so that way you get 12 full months that you're able to look at your financial plan, your financial spending, how much you've been able to save and invest, and all that good stuff. But uh, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, and so let's get right into today's presentation. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you five reasons why you should have a financial plan. I know a lot of times I talk about this frequently and often because I know just how important it is and how critical it is to your overall financial success, freedom, and well being. I also know for the people who have taken my advice, for the people who have really learned how to do this well and how to implement a really, really good sound strategy, I know how much of an impact and a difference is made in their lives. And they will tell you as well, this has completely changed the game for them in terms of them being able to live their best life. This was the one thing, the one piece that they needed to really, really make their dreams come true. Because we know your finances has a lot to do with your ability to be able to reach your life goals and your life dreams. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the five reasons why you should have a financial plan. So let me ask you, do you feel like you are behind on saving and investing for retirement? Are you frustrated with trying to save money with a limited budget? Do you feel like you just can't get ahead? Or do you feel like you're just confused, overwhelmed, and not sure exactly what you need to do to be trying to catch up? Well, if any of these things, if you feel like any of these things is you, then you are in the right place. Today in today's training, I'm going to be sharing with you the five biggest reasons why a financial plan is vital to building wealth, creating financial freedom, and retiring well. I'm going to show you how much you could stand to gain by correcting the mistakes that you're making by not having a financial plan. And I'm going to share with you how you can get a step-by-step system right today to get started today creating this financial plan for yourself, for your life, and for your family. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex. I worked as a financial auditor in corporate America. I also worked for 23 years as a hairstylist and a former salon owner. And I'm an Amazon best-selling author in the beauty and grooming category. I also, and I'm now a certified financial coach, financial planner, and a licensed insurance advisor. So, the information I'm sharing with you today, guys, I was able to use this information to retire back in 2018. So, I know the information that I'm sharing with you, and I know the things that I'm sharing with you work because, as you can see, they have worked for me in my life, right? And they have worked for countless people in their lives as well. So now my mission is to help you build wealth, create financial freedom so you can live your best life and leave a legacy for your family. How many people want to be able to build wealth, create financial freedom? Let me see it in the comment box. Comment if you would like to build more wealth, if you would like to have more financial freedom so you can live your best life. Let me know. So let me share with you some quick facts, okay? 49% of Americans, you've heard this statistic before, I'm absolutely sure, but 49% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency. If the tires blew out, if the hot water heater went out, we had to replace a hot water heater earlier this year. It was $2,000, right? So the question is, do you have the finances to cover a financial emergency? Something happens to the roof. Child has to go to the emergency room, right? Any number of things can happen. 49% of people cannot cover a $400 emergency. 69% of Americans are not prepared for retirement at all, are not prepared for retirement. We're talking about almost 70% of people are not prepared for retirement. 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning as soon as they get their paycheck, the money is gone before the next one comes, or they need that next paycheck in order to keep their lives going. And this is something that we want to make sure that we reduce the number. We want to bring these numbers down. We want to see fewer people who are living paycheck to paycheck. We want to see fewer people who are not prepared for retirement. Also, the average 50-year-old has roughly about $200,000 saved for retirement, and we're going to see how this will impact your life as we go through today's presentation. 50% of people have no life insurance. So this means if you happen to be the breadwinner of your household and you do not have life insurance and you're living paycheck to paycheck, if something happened to you, if you passed away, if you got sick, hurt, or unable to work for any reason, your family and your family's future is now in jeopardy because number one, there's not enough savings. Okay, no savings set aside. That's number one. Number two, people are living paycheck to paycheck, right? Which means there is no monies left over in order to continue to pay bills if the breadwinner suddenly lost their income due to death, sickness, or illness. Okay, and that's what life insurance is for, and that's what it's about. It's not just about paying if someone happens to die. It's also paying in case someone gets critically ill or injured. Okay. It also allows you to build a tax free nest egg that you can utilize for emergencies or, quite frankly, for any reason, right? That allows you to continue and allows your family to continue without your home or your assets being in financial jeopardy. Did you know the number one reason why people lose their home, right, due to foreclosure is a lack of money, a lack of savings to continue to pay for those assets. Medical expenses are the number one reasons why people actually go bankrupt. So life insurance helps to cover the risk of you passing away prematurely, of you getting sick, injured. If you have medical emergencies, right? That's what life insurance is for, to help cover those things. And sadly enough, 73% of people don't budget. And that's the reason why I'm having this conversation with you today. In essence, we are set up to fail. So I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why you should have a financial plan. The first reason, right? The first reason is clarity. You need clarity. If you were to survey and ask most Americans how confident they feel in their finances, how confident they feel in their abilities to cover all of their financial needs, cover their financial expenses, for them being able to do the things they need to do as it relates to finances in the future, very, very few people have confidence in their ability to do it. And the biggest reason why is, again, not having a financial plan. Having the financial plan gives you clarity. It helps you to understand where you are, right, currently in your finances, and it helps you to determine a destination, a goal, a vision, a place of where you want to be with regards to your finances, your life, and your money. And once you have those 2 points, once you know clearly where you are, and then secondly, once you know your destination, where you want to go, where you would like to be, and by when, once you have that and understand that, now you can start doing what? Creating some strategy or some direction as to how you are going to get from point A to point B. That's what that's what the financial plan is and does. It provides you, number one, an understanding about where you are currently. It takes you through the process of defining where you want to go in the future and by when, and the plan covers how you're going to get to your goal and by when. Number two, like I said, today I'm not going to keep you real long. I'm going to share these facts with you so you can get started on your financial plan. The second reason why you absolutely need a financial plan is it helps you to better manage your money. What am I talking about? This is a breakdown of how the average person spends their money on a monthly basis, right? And how and where they spend their money. In this particular category, these are the non essentials, meaning these are not the things that you absolutely must take care of. These are not rent, light, gas, mortgage, right? This is not the stuff that relates to your credit or loans or things of that nature. This isn't your transportation. This isn't food, right? Those things are your needs. You have to cover those things. Now we're talking about your wants and your miscellaneous items or your non-essential items. We see here in order, people spend more money each month on restaurant meals. That's like $209 a month. We have drinks out, $188. Drinks or alcohol purchase, takeout, delivery, buying lunch, impulse purchases, personal grooming. That's important. You need that. You definitely need to take care of your personal grooming. All right. But subscription boxes, cable. We're looking at online shopping, gym memberships that people oftentimes aren't using. $23 a month in paid apps, right? Music or movie streaming services, coffee, bottled water. All of these things on non-essential items roughly come up to about $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month, guys. That $1,500 a month for the year turns into almost $18,000 for the year. Now, let me tell you something. Am I against any of these things? All of these things? I am not. So, a lot of times when people hear the word budget, or they hear the word spending plan, or they hear a financial plan, many people suddenly think these are the things that I enjoy doing these things. I like these things. These are the things that help make life worth living and enjoyable. And I am never one to tell people you got to cut out all this stuff. I never tell someone that, right? Because I think it's important that you have the things that you want and that you enjoy. My thing is, let's figure out the things that really give you the most enjoyment, right? Let's figure out the things that you really, can't live with, and the things that you really can do without. So let's look at it. The average person over their lifetime is going to spend over $500,000 in terms of wasted spending throughout their life. We're talking about $500,000. So let me say, if you have $500,000 saved, if you have $500,000 invested, then I will tell you, then hey, you good. Go ahead, keep doing what you're doing. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you're not saving money the way you should, if you know you're not investing the way that you really should, if you know that you're still living paycheck to paycheck, this is the opportunity. Having a financial plan gives you the ability to identify and understand where your money is going. And then it helps you to identify what's really, really important to you, so you can begin to prioritize those things that are really important and those things that are not. So just imagine if you took the time to develop a financial plan, and if you reclaimed half of the money that's being spent on non-essential items. If you look at just recapturing just $700 a month, because you remember I said people spend roughly about $1,500 a month on non-essential items. Well, if you were able to just get $700 of that money back, just half of it, okay, with a financial plan, if you were able to get that money back and invest it over your working years, we're just going to say over 30 years, guess what? That would be an extra $700,000 that you would have saved and in a nest egg. How many people, show of hands, would like to see or like to have an additional $700, $700,000? Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. How many people would like to have an additional $700,000? Let me tell you guys, people don't go broke suddenly and immediately. We go broke little by little, over and over. I know, Lisa. I thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. We go broke little by little. It's not like most people do not realize that you are a millionaire. Over your lifetime, you are going to generate at least $2 to $3 million in your lifetime. And so the question becomes, how much of that can you begin to recapture, reclaim, save, direct into priorities that really mean the most to you? Many of us wind up just spending, right? We feel like we work hard, we deserve it. And I'm not saying that we don't. I'm saying that we have to begin to be smart and prioritize what's really, really most important to us. And if we can get to a place of being able to just hold back some of the money that we worked so hard for, and if we can learn how to invest it and let the money work for us, then we will find ourselves in a much better financial position. We will find ourselves in a place where we're able to enjoy life just a little bit better because our money is now beginning to work for us instead of working for somebody else and making them rich. So let's continue. Let's continue. So, if you were able to reclaim just half of the non essential items that we spend money on each and every month, we're talking about we spend roughly about $1,500 a month. If we're able to reclaim just half of it, and if we invested it over our lifetime, we would have an extra $700,000 of wealth built up for ourselves to invest any way we want or to enjoy any way we like. Big difference. Let's look at it again. Reason number 3 of having a financial plan enables you to save more. What do I mean? Most people do not realize that over your lifetime, the average person spends, again, over $500,000 in taxes. Over $500,000 in taxes over our lifetime. See, if you're not even aware of that, how can you possibly change it? How can you possibly begin to reshape it? How can you possibly begin to reduce it or eliminate it if you're not even aware of it? See, they always say if you don't measure it, how can you change it? So it's about, first of all, having a financial plan that helps you to identify actually how much is being spent in terms of taxes. Let's go on. The average person is going to spend over $400,000 in debt. Let's look at it. If you look at the cost of the home that we purchase, if the average person buys 3 cars in their lifetime, and we're going to say that each car is just $25,000. We know people who spend way more than that. And that's the reason why I'm saying this is just the average. So if you buy a home, that's $275,000. If you buy 3 cars for $25,000 each, that's $75,000. If you have student loan debt, the average student loan debt is roughly $34,000. If you have credit card debt or other personal loans, that comes up to roughly about $400,000 of debt. But but it doesn't stop there. Let's look here. That is the debt. That doesn't include the interest that you pay because this is all borrowed money. So in terms of interest, interest is the cost or interest is the price we pay for buying things we don't have the money for. All right. Interest is going to cost us an additional $250,000. Right. So between taxes, debt, and interest, we'll wind up paying over $1.1 million, right, in taxes, debt, and interest. So let me tell you, a financial plan, a smart, comprehensive financial plan is one that includes a strategy and plan for reducing your taxes. A thorough financial plan helps you to eliminate debt and the cost of debt. Okay? That's what it does. And so, if you don't have a financial plan, then in all likelihood, you don't have a clue or an idea as to how much taxes you're going to pay. You don't know how much debt you're going to pay and how much interest is going to cost you. Having a financial plan helps us to put a fine point on that. Having a financial plan helps us to see it in black and white so we can understand what our situation is. And once we have it, once we understand it, now we can start looking for and imploring strategies that's going to help us reduce or eliminate these things altogether. That's what financial planning does. And that's the reason why it's so important that we go through and do it. If we do not, we're going to wind up little by little, bit by bit, we're going to wind up losing millions of dollars over our lifetime. And I want to make sure that this doesn't happen. So let's look at it. Reason number four. Reason number four, we should have a financial plan. It helps us to keep more of our hard-earned dollars so we can invest them. What does this look like? If you have a really good person like me who's working with you to help you create a good financial plan, guess what? What if we just reclaimed or just reduced taxes, debt, and interest just by 10%? Just by 10%. Most of the people that I work with, they wind up reducing taxes, debt, and interest by way more than that. But I'm just going to be conservative. What if we can just grab back just 10% of that each month? That's an additional $328 a month. And now, if we take that and we invest it over a 30-year period at 6.5%, roughly 6.5%, right? It's not an outrageous amount. That'll be an extra $346,000 in your pocket that you can retire on or retire well with in just 30 years. So just imagine if you start this process in your 20s. We're talking about in your 50s, you can have an additional $340-something thousand, right? That's by your 50s. Let's say you get started in your 30s. By 60, you can have what? An additional $340,000. Let's say, for instance, you get started late in your 40s. Guess what? No sweat, no problem. Better late than never. But if you get started in your 40s, then guess what? This money is here for you so you're able to live well in retirement. And just keep in mind, we just said if you're able to reclaim just 10% of taxes, debt, and interest. That doesn't include the wasteful spending that we help you to claim back earlier, right? And you remember that was an additional $700,000. So altogether now we're talking about you could easily have a nest egg of an additional $1 million in 30 years or less. Guys, this is a game changer, and you're only able to get there by having a financial plan. Reason number 5, by having a financial plan, you're able to retire earlier and you're able to live better in retirement. I'm semi-retired right now. I'm 55. I turned 55 this year. I never thought it, but guess what? I'm so glad that I started using some of these strategies because now I'm in a place where I'm able to do my second encore career. I'm able to now get out here and help people just like you be able to create more wealth, create more financial freedom so you can live your best life as well. This is the type of information that no one is sharing with us in our community, within the hairstyling or the barbering community, within the African American community. This is the type of information that people should be sharing with you so you can build wealth for this generation and the next, guys. So let's look at it. Full retirement. Did you know full retirement age right now is 67 years old? 67. Just 3 years short of 70. But guess what? Did you know that the average person retires at 64? At 64. So you might be wondering, well, what does that mean? Here's what this means. When you retire at full retirement age, okay, That's what gives you the ability to be able to get your full benefits. You have to reach 67. If you retire before you reach 67 from a Social Security standpoint, your check, you're going to get less less Social Security each and every month. Right now, the average Social Security check is $1,666 a month. That's the average Social Security check. Question: could you live on $1,600 if you had to retire in the next few years? Could you? See, these are the things that we have to begin to ask ourselves, because I never in my mind pictured myself at 55 years old at some point. But if we are blessed enough, right? If we're blessed enough with long life, then one day we will be old. And so the question becomes, have you prepared yourself? Did you put together a financial plan that's not only helped you live a full life, but did you put together a financial plan that's going to allow you to live a good life in retirement as well? Okay? So, we're talking about the average monthly Social Security check is $1,600 a month. Can you live off $1,600 a month? Do you have money saved up to make up the difference? The median amount, that's right in the middle. Half of the people have more, half of American people have less. Um, Half of Americans at 67 have roughly about $138,000 saved for retirement. Okay? What does that mean? That means at full retirement age, right? Um, that really breaks down to roughly about $638 a month if you retire at 67 and you plan on living until you're 85. All right? So that means that you're gonna roughly be able to take that $138,000 and divide it up, and it's gonna roughly break down to about $638 a month. Okay. So when you add that to your Social Security check, now you have $2,300 a month for retirement. The question is, can you live on $2,300 a month in retirement? By the time you retire, will you still have a mortgage? By the time you retire, will you have medical expenses that take up a good chunk of your money? You see now how people wind up going into bankruptcy. You see now how people wind up having their credit destroyed. You see now how people wind up going into foreclosure because there's simply not enough check to meet your ends, to meet the things that you need to meet each and every month. And a financial plan helps you to start thinking about those things later on down the road. So, guess what? If you are 40 years old or 45 years old and you just, 40 years old, you just bought your first home, that means you won't pay it off until you're 70. So, the question is, do you pay it off sooner or earlier? Do you have the income to do that? See, these are the things that a financial plan and a financial planner will help you to do and help you strategize, guys. Now, I know many of you may be feeling a little overwhelmed right now, and I know that I did. And I want to let you know you're not alone, okay? And if these are things that you don't know or quite understand, it's okay, guys. But it's not okay for us to stay there, because now once someone makes you aware of it, it's now our responsibility to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do to make sure that this doesn't happen to us. If you are blessed enough to live well and have long life, guess what? There will come a time when you will no longer be working. There should come a day when you should not want to keep working. You only do it because you enjoy doing it, not because you have to. But if you keep in mind, if you have if you only bringing in $2,300 a month in retirement at age 62, 64, 67, right? Can you live off $2,300 a month? That's the question. And so if we're not careful, this becomes our future. So I know you may feel a little overwhelmed, you may be feeling a little bit confused, but I want you to know and understand you don't have to have all the answers right now. That's what a financial coach, a financial planner, or having a step-by-step financial plan can do for you. Okay? Show of hands, guys. Let me see how many of you would like to have a blueprint for creating a proven, simple financial plan that can help you create more wealth, create more financial freedom so you can live your best life. Put it in the comment box. Lisa says, what if we're starting at 52? Lisa, I always tell people it's better late than never. And what many people find, Lisa, is many people will discover that when you go through the process, you really oftentimes you will find that a lot of times you're actually in a better position than you thought possible. And so because people don't ever take the time to go through the process, they live in this constant fog. It's this constant confusion, this constant feeling of being overwhelmed. And it's because no one has ever sat down with them to help them really look at where they are. That is the first step, understanding what your current financial situation is. And so, again, the question, what if you're starting late at 52? Here's the thing about it. What you may discover is that you have resources and opportunities that some other people may not have. And your financial success, your financial freedom may come a lot sooner than 30 years down the road. See, it's all about taking the cash flows that you have. It's all about taking the assets that you have. It's all about taking all the things that make up who you great. That'll be awesome, Lisa. It's all about taking a complete look at your whole financial picture. And what you discover is sometimes it doesn't take 30 years. It may not take 25 or 20 years. It may be a even shorter period than that. There are even strategies where if you're smart and you use debt, the leverage of debt well enough, you may find out that you can buy assets that produce income for you on a monthly basis that would allow you to double your monthly income. If having one rental property can bring you easily, can net you $400, $500, $600 a month. If you have 2 or 3 of those, guess what? Now you're looking at nearly $2,000 extra a month. Not to mention the depreciation that goes along with that. Not to mention the mortgage interest that goes along with that. So you're able to reduce your taxes by that. And so by reducing your taxes, again, we talked about you spending roughly about $500,000. That becomes yet another way that you're able to claw back some of those taxes and you're able to use that money to invest it for building wealth. Let me tell you, the strategies are endless for building wealth, whether it be tax-free wealth or wealth that you can use for lifetime income in retirement. Let me continue, guys. Thank you for sharing with me. I want to introduce to you my financial independence course or blueprint. This has over 10 hours of video training, okay? And it comes along with downloadable worksheets. Here's what it includes. Module 1 includes what I call the money game instruction, okay? Here are the items that go through. You'll be able to get a complete and thorough understanding of where you are currently in your finances. You'll be able to determine what your net worth is and how well you're playing the money game. This is where you actually will review and analyze your results up until this point, and it's going to help you gain a better understanding about where you need to go in order to build wealth. Uh, Module number 2 is where we actually start creating your financial goals and your financial vision, what I call your life wealth vision. And that's where we'll start developing strategies, right, to help you achieve that. Okay. Uh, Module 3, I'm going through this very quickly because I want to honor your time. This is where we start figuring out how to earn more money and work less, how we start using a financial plan or a spending plan to start making every dollar work for you, how to create a financial system that pays you first automatically each and every month. And I'm going to even show you how you can, 3 strategies that you can use to get you out of debt fast. The faster you're out of debt, the more you're able to use money to build wealth. In module 4, I'm going to show you how to create multiple streams of income. We're going to do the money math. You got to do the money math each and every month. And I'm going to walk you through some of the streams of income that you must have in order to build wealth. And if you do these things well, you're going to have at least 3 streams of income each and every month and every year that's going to help you build even wealth faster than you thought possible. In module 5, I'm going to show you how to invest this money, even if you have never invested before, even if you are a first time beginner, even if you feel like you don't have money to get started. Let me tell you, you will be surprised. Some of you are working for a company right now who will match each of your contributions dollar for dollar, and you're not contributing to the retirement program. I'm going to walk you through all of these things step by step in how and what you should be doing in order to get free money that you can use for your retirement. And in module 6, we're going to talk about how to create a plan that helps you to protect your assets, protect your family, and how you can pass money on to the next generation. Again, this is all about protecting you from lawsuits, from creditors, from waste, fraud, abuse, okay, from taxes, interest, and debt. You have to make sure that you are protecting your assets. And there are smart ways to do that by using EINs and LLCs and S Corps and trust accounts, okay? Making sure you have your documentation and paperwork together. I go through all of these things in module 6. So the financial independence roadmap or course, 6 modules, the money game, money instruction, financial roadmap, earning more, working less, having multiple streams of income, investing in legacy protection and generational wealth. All of these things have a value of over $3,000. But guess what? The regular price for this program is $97, but you can get it for just $47. Okay. Here's the link. I want you to take a screenshot or a picture of this link right here. And I want you to go and check out all of the details, all of the information, all of the stuff that comes along with this financial independence course roadmap blueprint. It's over 10 hours of video training with downloadable worksheets that come along with this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand if you do not have a financial plan, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are doing your family a disservice. And if you do not have a financial plan, a written, complete financial blueprint that you are following right now, you are doing your future self a disservice. It's on the link is on the screen. If you just joining in, please go back and watch this presentation. If you are straight, if you feel like there's nothing else for you to be able to learn, know, and understand, share this information with someone else. There may be a friend, a family, a coworker, someone that you love or care about who needs this information. And I want to encourage you to get it for yourself. A lot of times, a lot of my clients will say, "Hey, will you teach my kids, how to be more financially literate? Will you teach them how?" I always tell them the best way for me to teach them is for me to teach you, and then for you to exemplify what they should be doing. That's the best approach. Your children are not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. And if you implement a financial plan, if you implement a blueprint, if you put together these strategies, and if you implement them in your life and you share with them what is going on and how you are using these things and how it's helping you and them live a better life, a more fulfilled life, then they're more likely to follow what you're doing. So the first step is for you to grab this link today, screenshot this, write it down, go and get the Financial Independence Blueprint or course, learn, implement it, get the information, start going through it. If you have any questions, you can obviously always reach out to me. We want to see you and your family. We want to break generational curses. We want to start breaking these things right now. And it starts by getting the information, implementing your financial plan, putting it into place, and setting the example for your family as well. Hey guys, God bless you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, inbox me, on Facebook, Instagram. You know how to get at me. But by all means, do not let another month, year go by without not having a financial plan that you are using to guide and direct your money, your financial resources, and your wealth. Okay? God bless you. Have any questions? Please, by all means, reach out to me. That's why I'm here. My mission is to help you build wealth, create financial freedom so you can live your best life. All right? Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.